Now, in other news, an Israeli boycott is set to take place in the coming weeks and months, but this time, rather than by BDS advocates, Israeli supermarkets are the ones pushing for consumers to take a stand. The news coming after two major Israeli market suppliers, Diplomat and Strauss, announced at their Q1 reports the possibility of raising prices on many products coming into Israel. And this as costs of raw materials and shipping have surged throughout the pandemic. But so how will this play out? Joining us to discuss is economic consumer behavior expert and assistant professor Vili Abraham. Vili, it's great to have you back. Thank you so much. What is the situation right now? Why are prices really set to rise? And what are the supermarkets up in arms about?
Well, if you look at staples like corn and wheat and sugar, these staples, their prices fluctuate. And now, because of the crisis, because of shortages, and because of detriment to the supply chain, prices have increased, but they will not necessarily stay that high. Rami Levy and other supermarkets are initiating a boycott because they understand that if prices increase, if manufacturers increase prices, they will have to increase prices. And the higher the prices, the lower the demand. So they're actually afraid that people will be voting by their feet and just buy less if prices are to increase.
So what brands exactly would we see being removed from shelves, especially at stores like Rami Levy?
Yeah, well, Rami Levy is not, it's not the first time that he has initiated a boycott. Back in 2005, he boycotted Red Bull because of high prices. So probably Strauss will be rising its prices. And we'll be seeing products like Gillette, Starkist, Heinz Ketchup, Kellogg's, and various Strauss-related products. They will probably increase. However, people will still be able to buy probably private label products, those provided by Rami Levy and Shufersal, for relatively lower prices. So that's probably going to be a very attractive substitute in the coming months.
All right, so anybody who's looking to boycott the rise in prices, I guess just keep an eye out for what those are, and you can follow with Rami Levy's suggestion. Is there anything else we should know maybe about these boycotts, about, because I understand that Rami Levy is saying some of these price rises are superficial.
They're superficial because the thing is that there are very few manufacturers, very large manufacturers in Israel, 10 in fact, that control 54% of the market. So it means that they can increase prices whenever they want to. And sometimes it's not related to real price increases. For example, if you look at the State Controller's report that was released just about a month ago, it shows clearly that when import duties are decreased, it doesn't necessarily translate into lower prices or significant lower prices in the supermarket. So what you can conclude from this is that the large manufacturers just keep the larger profit margin to themselves. So I think that we as consumers, we have to make smarter decisions. We have to should prefer private labels. And I think that if we buy less, prices will not increase. I don't think it's, I have a sense that retailers think that Israeli consumers are willing to pay any amount to buy stuff. For example, if you look at a cup of coffee, it doesn't have to be 18 shekels or about $5. But if we stop buying or being willing to pay so much for a cup of coffee, it will decrease because they can still make money even if they sell it for 10 shekels. But they sell it for 16 or 18 because we're willing to pay.
All right, so
we have
to vote. We have to vote with our wallets, as with most things. Vili Abraham, thank you so much.
It was a pleasure.